Look closely at this fire. It starts loose, yellow, and choked with soot, but rapidly shifts into a tightly controlled, clear blue burn. If you've ever lifted a cooking pot off your stove and found the bottom coated in thick, black grime, you're witnessing an inefficient burn. That black soot is unburned carbon, energy that is being wasted instead of heating your food. We can explain this behavior using a straightforward chemistry test. By burning a few common carbon compounds, specifically alcohol, camphor, and naphthalene, we can identify the chemical patterns that govern how flames behave. To run this experiment, you need to set up a fire-safe workspace. Gather a metal spatula to hold the fuels, a clean metal plate, and standard personal safety gear, including goggles and gloves. Mastering the visual signs of these specific chemical reactions allows you to diagnose and fix fuel inefficiency in your own home. Step 1 is establishing a reliable baseline. We start in a well-ventilated laboratory environment with clear airflow to ensure our test conditions are safe and consistent. Take a small amount of alcohol, which is a saturated hydrocarbon, and place it on the metal spatula. Ignite it and dim the room lighting to better see the pale color of the burn. Now take the clean metal plate and hold it 1 to 2 inches above the flame. Keep it steady for about 5 seconds, being careful not to drop it so low that you accidentally smother the fire. When we turn the plate over, we see our baseline result. The metal remains completely clean. There is zero smoke in the air and no soot deposited on the surface. Saturated hydrocarbons undergo complete exothermic oxidation when they have enough air. Every bit of the fuel finds the oxygen it needs to burn thoroughly, leaving no solid waste behind. This diagram maps the chemical process. When a saturated compound like methane combines with sufficient oxygen, the outputs are entirely invisible: carbon dioxide, water vapor, heat, and light. That clean blue flame is the indicator of perfect combustion efficiency. It confirms that the reaction is using all available fuel, leaving no unburned carbon behind. Now we run the same test with a different fuel. Clean off the spatula and load it with an unsaturated compound like naphthalene or camphor. Then ignite it. The contrast is immediate. Instead of a pale, nearly invisible fire, this compound produces a thick, bright yellow flame that sends visible smoke into the air. When we hold our metal plate over this new flame, the results change. The right side of this comparison shows a heavy accumulation of solid black carbon caked directly onto the metal. We can see the source of that black grime in the chemical equation. When naphthalene reacts with oxygen in these conditions, it produces this leftover output of solid soot. Unsaturated hydrocarbons contain a high concentration of carbon. Under normal atmospheric conditions, there is simply not enough ambient oxygen in the air to oxidize all of that carbon at once. We can prove that oxygen is the limiting factor by introducing a new variable. We will take our clean-burning saturated compound and purposefully restrict its air supply. Watch the reaction. The moment the glass chimney drops and restricts the airflow, that pure blue fire degrades into a flickering, sooty yellow flame. The fuel is the same, but the environment has changed. Even highly efficient fuels will waste energy and produce soot if they are starved of oxygen. These laboratory principles apply directly to the gas or kerosene stove in your kitchen. These appliances use saturated fuels designed to burn with maximum efficiency. A stove operating correctly displays a ring of crisp blue fire. If you see bright, flickering yellow tips instead, the system is failing to oxidize fuel completely. You can confirm this by checking your cooking vessels for the same black soot indicator we produced in the earlier experiment. When black pots and yellow tips indicate oxygen starvation, the issue lies with the air supply rather than the quality of the fuel itself. To find the cause, look at the stove's oxygen regulator. Right here at the base of the burner are the air intake holes that pull oxygen into the fuel line. When these holes are blocked by grease or food spills, the flame suffocates. The fix is to turn off the stove, let it cool, and clear any physical blockages from these specific inlets. Restoring the airflow allows the stove to return to complete exothermic oxidation. The yellow tips will disappear, and the stove will stop wasting fuel. Understanding the chemistry of combustion allows you to see the evidence of an inefficient flame and perform the necessary maintenance to correct it.